Okay, so this is in response to the what's in my pencil case tag. I think Mrs. Brimble started it, but tons of people have done it, and I've gotten so much out of it that I decided it's been over a year since the original one was done, and I just thought, why not? I know I even made some purchases from some of the videos I saw, so it's kind of fun to see what everyone carries and what everyone's preferences are. So with that being said, my two main pencil cases are these two. This particular one is a Smart Fit. It says Bright Label on the bottom of it. So it's a Smart Fit Bright Label, I guess. And this one was purchased in San Jose. It was a gift, I guess you could say. And then this one I ordered, I think off of Amazon. And it's the Neo Critz, and this one I take with me. This is like my on-the-go pencil case, and this one kind of stays at home. So to give you an idea of what is inside of it, turn it this way. This one is divided into two different compartments. So in the first compartment, there's a nice stretchy holder that holds quite a few pens, and these are the friction erasable friction ball pens, and these came in a pack. Well, all of them came in a pack minus this particular one I bought separately. So this array of colors came in one pack, and I like to use them in my calendars, anywhere where I might be changing things frequently. So it's nice that you can color code, but also have the flexibility to erase. So I really like these. These are 0.7s, and I have to say, this one I bought separately. It's a friction as well. It kind of has the decorative upper, and it's a 0.5. And for some reason, I don't know if it's just because it's a 0.5, but it does not write nearly as smooth as these ones do. And I'm not sure if I just got a bum pen, or if it really is just because it's a 0.05 instead of a 0.07. I'm not sure. And I will tell you another little tip. And I had a friend tell me this because we live in a really, really cold, well, not really, really cold, but we live in a cold climate where we get below freezing through the winter. And she said you have to be careful because sometimes if what you erase, if it drops below a certain temperature, it will actually reappear. And I actually didn't believe her. So I tested it out, and I put a piece of paper in the freezer, and sure enough, it came back. I've also heard that it can do just the opposite in hot weather, that your ink can just erase if it gets too hot. That I have not test drove, so I have no idea. So those stay on this side. And then on this side, there's a little pouch at the top, and then a little holder. And this is where I keep my mechanical pencils. So up here I have my eraser, or an eraser, and also a magnetic page mark. And I have some lead in here as well. So that's what kind of stays at the top. And then at the bottom, I carry this little 6-inch ruler, and I just find that there's many times where I need a straight edge, and I don't want to schlep around a large ruler. So this is kind of come in handy. These are my two favorite mechanical pencils. They're both a little different. This particular one is a Pilot Opt 05, and it's in a plastic casing. What I like about this one is you can click it to get lead, but you also can shake it and get lead, so that I find really handy. It also has a little eraser on the end. So I really like this one. This one was also a gift. This particular one I purchased, and I believe I purchased it off of Jet Pens. And it's in a heavier casing. It kind of has a nice feel to it. It's a little weightier. It's a uni, and these are both 0.5s. And I seem to like the 0.5 lead. I can kind of write small, and it's handy. And this one also has a little teeny tiny eraser. And with that being said, I carry around also another eraser and this one's a retractable eraser. So you can click it and pull your eraser out, and then it can retract right back in, and it even has a little clip on it. I actually really like this eraser. And then I also have, this is kind of an expensive pen. This was a gift as well. And I honestly, these pens, it's a Mont Blanc and they're quite expensive. I believe this pen ran over $300. And to be totally honest with you, it's kind of the last pen I go to. I don't typically grab it when I'm looking to write something. It has a little bit of a fat ballpoint on it, so I think I might try and replace it with a finer tip and see if I like it better. But anyway, that stays in there too, and it kind of always stays with me. It has sentimental value, so it's not going anywhere. So that's what's on this side. And then on this side, let's see. On this side, there's 2 compartments up top, and I have a little mini power tape, which is, it lays down glue if I want to glue something. I don't really use it often, but I'm always glad when I have it and need to glue something down. And then this is an autocorrect tape, and this particular one I purchased at, I'll have to remember the name and write it below, because it's a little store in San Diego, I think North County, San Diego, and it's like a Japanese dollar store, and everything is $1.50 and under, and they have everything from cooking utensils to crafting stuff. So that's where that came from. And then I have kind of an array of pens in here because I make a mess. Oh, and then these also came from that dollar store, and they're just little post-it page marks. And they're little animals. There's little frogs and bears and pigs and cats and pandas. So those are kind of handy to have when you need to mark a page. And then I have a collection. These came in a pack. And these are the microns, the Pigma microns, and I bought these in a pack, and they come from a really, really tiny tip to a 0.08. So I have like a 0.005 to a 0.008 and everything in between. So these are kind of handy to have around, and they're just like a little, like a drawing marker, like those. I don't use them often, but I do like them when I use that kind of stuff. This I'm kind of surprised I still have in here, or put in here. I bought this for my Midori. It's a short little mechanical pencil, and it's made by Tashi. It's a Japanese mechanical pencil, and it's compact, and the reason I liked it is because when you put the cap on it, it kind of becomes a full-size pencil. However, I've only had this a couple of months, and the cap on the top has fallen off, and now this won't really snap on, so this thing is really flimsy, and when it's on my Midori, this is twisted off, and it's just been a little bit of a train wreck. Don't recommend this one, and to be honest with you, this is the second one I've had. The first one came broken, and so I sent it back, and they sent me this replacement, and 2 months later it has parts that have just fallen off of it. So cool concept, kind of a bad design in my opinion. These are my Christmas pens, or I call them my Christmas pens, and they're a Uniball Vision Elite, and these two are, one's in a wine and one's in a hunter green, and I use them for Christmas cards. They're really good Christmas colors. So, and they write really well, I have to say. They write really smooth. They're pretty wet though, so if you're writing in a shiny card, you kind of got to make sure it's dry before you close the card. So those are in there. This is, I wanted to try a fountain pen because I had seen some of you guys post your fountain pens, and so I decided to try a couple of disposable ones, and I tried the Preppy, and then I thought I had another one in here. I have a Varsity as well, and so these I just bought. They're disposable fountain pens, and I just wanted to get a feel of what it was like to write with a fountain pen, and I've kind of enjoyed it to the point where I might actually purchase a legit fountain pen, or a fancier fountain pen. This particular pen is kind of a brush pen, and I'm trying to see who made this pen. It looks like it's by Pilot, and it's a nice little compact pen, but it's more like a brush on the end. So it's been kind of fun. They come in an array of colors, and they're fun to like kind of just sketch. So if you like to just sketch stuff out kind of with a pen, it's kind of a funky picture of a horse, but it kind of, you can see it writes kind of interestingly. So I have that in there, and I kind of like it. I won't mind a few more in other colors as well. So that's what's in this side. Oops, my little page mark. So this pencil case is the Neo Critz, and I love this pencil case for when you're on the go. It fits perfectly into a backpack, in a purse. It's nice and compact. And one of the reasons I really like it, it has a zipper at both ends as well. If you zip down and fold it back, it stands up on its own. So you actually have your own pencils that are standing upright, that are easy to grab when, no matter where you are. So, and I travel a lot, so that's perfect for me. In this one, I have quite a few multicolored pens, and I went back to school. So I think for me, for writing notes and keeping notes in different colors, and it really helps me follow my notes better. So I've tried a few of these, and I definitely have some opinions about them. I'm gonna start with the Friction. This is the Friction multicolored pen, and it is erasable. That's why I purchased it. You can't customize it, and it comes in a gray, a blue, and then kind of a red or a pinky red. And this one is a .05, I believe. Yeah, it's a Friction 3-color .05 by Pilot. And compared to my other Friction pens, I do not like this pen. It writes so scratchy, and it's just not fluid. So I really never use this one. Next I have this one, which is the Uni Style Fit. And this one is customizable. You can buy the different ink fillers, and it writes pretty good. I actually really like it. The one thing I don't like about it is the tabs at the top aren't color coded, so you literally have to look at what color you just brought down, and that's a little bit of a distraction for me, to be honest with you. So with that being said, I ultimately go to my Coletos. These are also customizable, and they're color coded at the top, and they write really nice. These ones, as well as this one, you can buy the barrels, and then you buy the fillers separately. So this barrel was a more expensive barrel than this one. However, I like the less expensive one much better. This is kind of my go-to color pen. This is the one I always grab for. It's comfortable, it has the rubber grippies, the color coding makes it quite easy to view, it writes really nice, it's smooth, yet it still has a little tiny tip on it. So it writes, I can write really small with it, however it still writes smooth. I don't get that scratchiness that I get in some of the other pens that go down into a smaller tip. So those are my multicolored pens. This particular pen is a High-Tech C by Pilot, and this is, I think, kind of their upgraded version of the High-Tech C. I know they have a real generic version that I've also had. These two are a fine tip, and they write really smooth. This one is a .04, and I've had them as little as a .03, I believe. but it writes really smooth for a fine tip, so I really, really like it. And I also like the upgraded version because it's a little thicker, so to write with it, I prefer kind of a little bit of a thicker body than the tiny ones they make are pretty tiny barreled. So I like that in there. This I bought on a whim. I just threw it in with an order, and it's a Signo. It's a Uniball Signo, and I don't know. I think it's a gel pen, but for an inexpensive pen, it writes super smooth. It has a nice little grippy handle. So for a cheap little pen, I actually really like this pen. Oh, and here's the Varsity. So this was the other disposable fountain pen that I tried. I think I got, oh, maybe I already showed you that one. Nope, yep, the Preppy was in the other bag. So this is the other disposable one. And I actually bought the 2 disposable ones as a recommendation from Goulet Pens. They kind of did a review on an inexpensive fountain pens. So I thought that was a good way to try a fountain pen. I will say this particular fountain pen compared to the Preppy writes a lot wetter, it feels like. And I don't know if I got a different nib, because this one, it doesn't have a nib size on it, so I have no idea. Anyway, this particular pen, I believe I got at Jet Pens, and it's a little bit like a Sharpie, and it has 2 sides. It has a thick tip and a thin tip, and I use this to label things and whatnot, and I actually really like it. I can't tell you what it is because it's all in kanjis, I believe. Yeah, I have no idea. So, and then last but not least, I have 2 of my highlighters, and these are 2 separate highlighters, 2 much different highlighters. This one is a jet stick, and it's more of a crayon type of highlighter, and it's vibrant, but it also, with that being said, it's a crayon, so it leaves a little bit, I don't know if you can see that, but it leaves a little bit of almost an aftermath. So I like it, but I have to say I use this one more for school and studying, and this one has a fine tip on the end and then a thicker tip, and as you can see, the thicker tip has a window in it, so you can actually see what you're highlighting. The other reason I like it is because they're all pastels, and so when you're looking at your page, you can find what you highlighted, but it doesn't scream at you and distract you. So I really like these, and I have these in, these came in a pack, and I have like a green, a purple, a yellow, an orangey yellow, and a pink maybe. So anyway, those are those. And then in the bottom of this, I actually have a little eraser, which is a little perplexing because I don't have a pencil in here, but nonetheless, it fits in there, so I keep it in there. So those are my 2 pencil cases that I carry around most of the time, my go-to pencil cases, and I just thought I would share them with you because I know all the ones that everyone has shared on that tag were so helpful to me. I think it's more than just being nosy. I think it actually gives you ideas of what might work for you and what might not. And so I hope in some way or form that this might help someone make a decision or not waste their time purchasing pencils that fall apart. So hopefully that helped somebody and was effective somewhere in the world. And I hope you all have a fantastic day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.